Convention Center, and we're here for the largest event of its kind. It's a gathering of 40,000 or so Catholics and non-Catholics, people from around the United States and in fact around the world. Those who are involved in the church, people who are lay people, volunteers, those who are ministers, and people who come to really just gather around Catholicism. And the theme of this year's RECongress and the musical theme has been written and recorded by our next guest. Donna Pena joins us from Minneapolis, although we're here in Southern California. Donna, welcome. Welcome to the Bustin' Halo Show. Usually you're in Minneapolis.
I love Minneapolis.
You do?
I love Minnesota.
I'm guessing that here, though, warmer.
Much warmer.
Yeah. Much warmer.
I think we're getting snow right now back home.
Well, the CD you have is called Clamo a Ti in Times of Trouble, and it is primarily bilingual in Spanish and English. Is that right?
Actually, it's mainly Spanish, I would say.
Okay.
Most of the songs are in Spanish, but there are some bilingual.
And yet, the theme of this year's conference, tell us about that.
Oh, Incredible Abundance?
Yes.
I got called to do it. This is the fifth theme song I've written for Congress.
Wow, you must be good.
I love it here, and they called me to do it, and they gave me pretty much the theme and, you know, what it's going to be about, what they're going to be speaking about, what they're going to talk about, and kind of build the song around that.
Oh, sure, okay. And Incredible Abundance, that is God, that is God's love. Is that song itself bilingual?
Yes.
Okay. Very bilingual, which means lots of each.
Yeah, well, no, it just means that, you know, you don't have something sung in English and then have the same thing sung again in Spanish. I've kind of like made one sentence in both languages so that it flips back and forth.
And what, in terms of the creative process for you as a musician, songwriter, when somebody gives you that, they call you up and go, okay, Incredible Abundance. Call us back in a month with the song, or whatever it is, however they do it. Do you bring that to prayer? Are you musically praying? How's that?
I would say for me, when I'm writing these kinds of things, the whole thing is about prayer. I mean, it's just like any art. It's just all about prayer. And that's the result is what comes out of it from all of that.
Okay. And then taking, like for instance, that theme, it's a two-word theme, do you then say, well, let me look at some pieces of scripture where it talks about God being abundant. How do I kind of flesh that out? Is that part of it for you?
Oh, sure. But then it's also, I'm thinking about what's incredible about God, what's incredible about life, and then what is abundant. And so you kind of like work on two different, you're constantly trying to merge everything.
To the video.
Right. Our guest is Donna Pena from the Archdiocese of Minneapolis. Is that right? Is it an archdiocese?
Yeah, well, there is one, but I'm actually from St. Paul.
St. Paul.
So, but, you know, Minneapolis. Yeah, exactly. The Twin Cities.
Twin Cities. That's where you're from. And the album is called Clamo a Ti, and really a lot of the themes there, because it is in times of trouble. Clamo a Ti, tell us, is that kind of clinging to God, embracing God?
Yeah, it's like I come to you, I call to you, but I'm in times of trouble.
Oh, I see.
I come to you.
And that's beautiful imagery both from the Psalms and some of the prophets, but hear that in some of our music, you know, it is in times of trouble. And how many of us know that to be a truism, that to be a reality? And when things are going great, well, maybe I don't need to go to church this week, but when something's going on, that's when I really begin to cling to God and, you know, maybe what God says, you know.
Well, and it's also, I mean, I find myself, it's also the opposite where when you're in times of trouble and like, you know, like I use the example of the death of my God. I mean, you know, so many times people want to come and they want to cheer you up and and really what I wanted was just someone to sit down and be with me at that time. And so this album is kind of it's your company for in those times of trouble when you don't really want to be like, let's go out and do something. You really want something that understands where you're coming from. And the music in here, it's some of the traditional music of Mexico and South America, but it's also some new music.
And some of the styles, things like samba, jazz, salsa. What is
Folklorico.
Folklorico. I've never heard of that.
Folklorico, Mexican traditional, where they use guitarras and vihuela, violins.
Okay.
It's all like, if you think of
almost
it as
like mariachi?
unplugged. Yeah.
Mariachi unplugged?
It's unplugged. You know, it's not all the percussion and, you know, going crazy on it. So it's the folklorico, which is the wood.
And in the Diocese of St. Paul, say a large Hispanic population in terms of the Catholic population with a lot of masses and bilingual.
The Diocese of Minneapolis. It's when I first started there, it was like pretty much around one church, the Latino church.
Oh, really?
Now there are churches all over the place. Spanish all over the place.
Well, sure.
It's really grown.
Well, and it's great at an event like this, where we can gather and say there are so many resources, not only music, but educational resources, because the face of the Catholic Church in the United States is we're going to be at 50% Hispanic background, if not Spanish speaking, but certainly within the next couple of years. So that's a major mark for our church, and to look around and see so many presentations in Spanish, so many options and resources is great. It must be great for you to come here, because there's probably more than there are in Minneapolis.
Well, yeah. Well, if you get into the right community, it's just on a smaller scale. But here it's great because you're totally surrounded with your culture. Over there, you have to learn. But it's not as it's getting better. I mean, when I think I walked into a Target store once and I saw the signs bilingual, and I went, oh, okay, hey, we're here.
We're here. We made it.
Exactly.
We have arrived. Yeah. That's great. Well, thank you, Donna Pena. Your CD Clamo a Ti in Times of Trouble is available from World Library Publications. It's WLPmusic.com if people want to check that out. And I would imagine there's probably a few copies here at the Congress.
Oh, I'm sure there are.
You can take a Sharpie, start signing things.
Yeah,
right. Hey, if Jim Martin can sign books, you can sign books.
There you go.
Right. Thank you, Donna.
Just don't do it on the plastic.
Right. Thanks for writing the song.
Okay.
Thanks for joining
You're
us here
welcome.
on the Bus Today.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.